I am Mr. G. Venkateswarlu, residing at Nellore city of Andhra Pradesh state. I worked as an engineer in railways from 1963 to 65 and then onwards in AP Irrigation Department up to 1997 and retired as executive engineer. By my virtue of my hard work, I satisfy my superiors and subordinates and also am satisfied by doing justice to my job attached to me. I am proud enough to say that I worked in Nagarjuna Sagar, Somashila and Telugu Ganga projects with dedicated devotion and got certain amount of good recognition for my services rendered. After retirement, a lot of freedom and time was or is available to me. I spent about 4 to 5 years in attending homely works, fulfilling household responsibilities, social and related obligations, and also reading some spiritual books. I did not waste my time during this period also. However, my mind was searching for something which could not take a definite shape. One midnight, I woke up and began to think, up till I am successful in my life by the grace of God, how to spend my future is in a more useful way and get recognition from the society around me. I do not have mind to do business, to become a social worker or even to become involved in politics. Then my mind directed me to step towards Adhyatmikam. Then I was satisfied that I got suitable job, suitable way of spending time. Then I began to think, who am I? How I came to the earth? How long I stay here? When should I leave this place? How I will go from here? Where? Who will be there to give company to me? How long could I stay there? Shall I be there until all of my kith and kin come there? What happens after death to a person? For giving some answers to such questions, a Vedantic book, Who Am I, came into existence from my pen. This book contains elaborations on different topics of chapters. 1. Who am I? 2. Creation of God. 3. Time and space. 4. Divya Drishti. 5. Mahabharata, a real Panchama Veda. 6. Tissue culture in Vedic age. 7. How gods came into existence. 8. Be faithful towards gods. 9. Bhagavad Gita. 10. Papam or Punyam and Adi Parasakti's Upadesham to Sri Krishna. When you read this book, you will find now and then certain deviations from the original Granthams written by Valmiki Maharshi and Maharshi Vedavyasa. There are hundreds of books on these matters, all of which are giving their own explanations and elaborations and analyzing to them to suit for nowadays proceedings. But they do not deviate or take liberty to correct or modify the original textual contents. But I, just in a different way, dealt with the subjects so as to avoid any type of criticisms on our on our Vedas and Puranic epics. I did some modifications and renovations to avoid any type of criticisms by our ascetics or people of our other religions. You please go through the book to understand my curiosity and to maintain the sacredness of our holy books. Then, after 2 years of completion of number 1 book, another book rolled from my hands. That is, Know Thy Vedic Culture. Even today, and for that matter, some thousands of years to come, we consider Vedas are our heritage property of knowledge, education, medicine, health, wealth, and umpteen number of cultural activities. Our sages and rishis digested the contents of the Vedic scriptures and with the help of the knowledge brought out so many wonders which today's intelligent and scientific knowledge people could not do them. For example, in our epics we find that there were some people like Narada used to travel from one planet to another planet, from Bhuloka to Swargaloka to Kailasam to Vaikunta to Brahmaloka, etc. within a considerable time. There was, with much advanced technology, we could hardly go about Chandraloka, but other planets are not within our reach of our travels. There was telepathy, by means of which the learned Vidura narrated running commentary to King Dhritarashtra, who were some kilometers away from the Kurukshetra battlefield, regarding how the war was going on. Of course, now we invented radios, TVs and internets. When Devatas and Danavas chilled milk sea with the help of some snake, Vasuki with Mandara Hilak as chilled rod under the base of a tortoise of nobody else other than Mahavishnu, Amrutam, a medicine in the form of a liquid, came out, and by drinking which the Devatas and Rahu and Ketu, within brackets 2 demons, became immortal and existing even today. I do not know whether such medicine could be invented by our so-called advanced knowledge doctors, PhDs and scientists even after at least 1000 years. When Devas and Danavas were fighting on account of drinking Amrutam, Devatas were not dying, whereas Devas were dying in the fights. Then Acharya of Danavas, Maharshi Sukracharya, invented one medicine called Mrta Sanjeevini, by means of which all the dead Danavas were made alive. I do not know how much time will be taken by us to invent such medicine. When sage Vishwamitra sent King Trishanku to Swargam with alive body, King Indra rejected him and threw him down. Then the sage Vishwamitra created another planet by his magical and supernatural power and installed King Trishanku permanently. Can we imagine such things will happen in Kali Yuga? There are so many episodes like these we can come across our epics. All these wonderful deeds were done by our great sages and rishis using the technical knowledge embedded in our Vedas. To say fact, Vedas were born earlier to Vishwasrishti. Vedas are not scripted by sages and rishis but by the immortal God. When our country was ruled by British, French and Dutch people, they understood the hidden knowledge of Vedas. They took away the copies of our Vedas along with our Vedic Pandits and got them translated into their languages, and they began doing researches on the various subjects detailed in the Vedas and came out successful with the techniques and expanding their knowledge obtained from the grassroots of Vedas, and now those countries have become number ones in the advanced technical knowledge in almost all fields. We, on the other hand, simply wasted our energies and creative powers and remain as borrowers of knowledges due to non-concentration on research, lack of funds to feed researchers, and giving required facilities to them due to lack of interest and by the ruled governments. All these topics are touched in my book, Know Thy Vedic Knowledge, Vedic Culture, Know Thy Vedic Culture, along with some more topics in chapters given below. 1. Ajhatmikam. 2. Types of Atmas. 3. Narakalokam. 4. Hinduism. 5. Vedas. 6. Vedas and 6. Darwin's theory versus Dasavatarams. Anybody who wants to go through these, they can contact me either personally or by phone. Of course, these 2 books were scripted in English, and my mind is pressing to script any Vedantic book in Telugu language. With that desire in mind, Venkateswara Gita sprouted from my hands. I have read so many Gitas both in English and Telugu scripts. All these books covered some hundreds of pages without deviating even a single inch from the original Sanskrit script. Of course, the authors made their own interpretations, their own analyses, and their own styles of linking the matters to nowadays circumstances. As I said earlier, while scripting Bhagavad Gita, I made some innovations, renovations, and tried to make it more noble and less criticism type. What I have in my mind is, if anybody goes through any Vedantic Grantham, he should not be allowed to make vulgar and unjustified comments on the contents of the book. I am to submit that I am also a theist and believer of God as you are. You should not doubt about my faith in God. But we have to see the incidents then happened, correlating the present thinking correlating with the present thinking, and justice and dharma now prevailing. Finally, I request the devotees to kindly obtain my books, which will be supplied free of cost but inclusive of postage charges. My address: G. Venkateswarlu, AMIE, MIE, Retired Executive Engineer, W25/1/1070, Netaji Nagar, AK Nagar Post, Nellore 524004, and my cell phone number is 9491339150. Thank you once again. Yours affectionately, G. Venkateswarlu.